Okay, seventh graders, today you're going to get your actual first assignment, and it's a book assignment. So I'm going to remind you how to get in your book, but we're going to start with Chapter 1, Lesson 1. Click on Classwork, scroll down to the digital textbook, and click on Chapter 1, open up the PDF. I want to remind you there are 10 chapters, 3 lessons per chapter. That is 30 lessons total. So once you're in here, you are now in Chapter 1, Lesson 1. So Lesson 1, Chapter 1. Again, Lesson 1 of 30. And it's about kind of an overview of the Washington State geography. This is really an introduction section. And it goes from pages 6 to 12. So you got 6 pages, actually I'm sorry, 13. Pages 6 to 12 or 13, you got 6 or 7 pages to read. So you read through those pages and then you've got to answer the questions on the attached worksheet. So again, Chapter 1, Lesson 1, on here I called it pages 4 through 13. It's an intro chapter on the geography and geology of Washington. And then you've got to answer the questions on the worksheet. All the worksheets have a very similar format. There are 2 parts, Part 1, Part 2. Part 1 is all definitions, and I put a bunch of notes on here, but definitions do not have to be in complete sentences. They're just short definitions. When you almost all of these words that are in your definition section, you have 2 choices. You can go back to the book, and you can find where the word is highlighted, so in this case spatial patterns, and the location arrangement of natural and human features of the land, so you could write that. Or you are welcome to Google the definition word and then put it in. However, sometimes it's the wrong context. So I would just, if it was me, I would just look at the worksheet. When you come across a word, that's one of your definitions, I would just write it in. And then Part 2 on these worksheets is usually about 4 to 5 questions, and you want to answer them in complete sentences. A strong answer is typically 3 sentences. So the question here is, what boundaries separate Washington from its neighbors? And to get you going on this, I put page numbers when it was applicable. So that's on page 7. You go back to your book, find page 7, and there are the 4 boundaries. So to the north, obviously we have the Canadian border is the northern boundary. The Pacific Ocean is our western boundary. The Columbia River is our southern boundary, and Idaho is our eastern boundary. You just type that in, but again, it's got to be complete sentences. So to the north, Canada is our boundary. To the west, the Pacific Ocean is the boundary, etc., etc., etc. I'm not going to make you watch me type, but you get the idea. Again, you want complete sentences with a period and a capitalization. That's it. There's 4 questions on here. Again, I put the page numbers. You have till Tuesday to finish this. This is Chapter 1, Lesson 1. The page numbers, if you don't remember, are also on the worksheet. I'm going to give you time today in our Google Meet to get this done. And again, it's due Tuesday. There are 30 of these worksheets total, and this is how we have to do it in order to justify getting you guys high school credit for this class. All right, guys, I'll see you at the Google Meet.